Okay, we're live for another episode of the Prospect MMA podcast. You've probably seen on the stories. In tonight's episode, I'm going to have with me Kristoff Grambow. He is going to be fighting March 4th at the UKFC. Um, Let me just get him on here. He's on the chat right now. Kristoff sent you the invite. All you got to do is accept, and we'll be live. There you go.
You right,
Easy
mate?
as that. How are you doing, bro?
All good, mate. How are you?
Very good, very good. Let me just
Can
adjust
you
the
hear me okay?
camera. Yes, I can. And you?
Yeah, perfect.
Good, good, good stuff. So, first live on Instagram or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, proper live anyway.
that's it. That's it. So, welcome to the Prospect MMA podcast. First off,
Thank you for having me.
yeah, you're welcome. I've actually seen you twice fighting. Didn't realize, um, obviously, who you were, right? I saw you fighting against my fellow Portuguese, Diogo Ramos.
Diogo
Uh,
Ramos.
yeah. Again, UKFC as well. And then I
Yeah,
saw you fighting against Irish top prospect Jamie Abbott, which
Jamie
was your
Abbott.
last fight
Yeah,
at the UKFC. That one was the tournament, right? That they were doing, I think.
yeah. So that was the Grand Prix two fight. Well, it
Grand
was meant
Prix.
to be two fights in one night. It was like a
Yeah,
special edition. 20. I think it's the 20th show for UKFC. So they brought something
yeah.
special out for that one.
That was pretty cool, right? To see something like that set up.
Yeah, it was incredible, man. And obviously, I didn't get to fight twice in the night, but preparing for two fights in one night was definitely interesting. And
Yeah,
the
I can
vibes just
imagine.
were great. The whole camp, and I learned a lot off that loss. And Jamie's a great guy, so no shame in losing to him. The Irish always come, and
Yeah,
they,
yeah,
they
yeah.
bring a good fight for sure.
100%, 100%. I gotta agree there. He's definitely one of the top prospects right now in the flyweight division for sure. He also sometimes fights at bantamweight as well. So, but yeah, he's a really good fighter. Again, I have seen him fighting a few times live,
Yeah,
and obviously a number of times over the internet, I guess.
you coming up to UKFC 22?
I'm hoping that this year I can make that happen. I don't know if it's going to be this specific event, but I'm hoping that 2023 is going to be the year that I fly across the UK and hopefully cover some shows in
Yeah,
person.
yeah, it'd be
If
good to
not,
have you up.
definitely 2024. But yeah, UKFC is one of the shows that I've worked from 2020, I'm gonna say. I started this in 2019, end of 2020. So yeah, I started working with them and covering, fights and prospects. And I had
That's
one of the owners at a time on the podcast, Jake,
all right. Yeah,
who's now running the Empire Grappling side of things.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, I don't think he runs the UKFC anymore, but still great promotion,
Great
and
promotion.
yeah, love watching the fights and everything that they do. Um, so yeah, so let's talk about you just here and let us all know, like, how did you got started into martial arts? Where did your path started?
Yeah, so I think I started boxing probably around like 15. My cousin got me into it, and from there, fell in love with MMA. I went down, tried out a session, and from there it was, just obviously I've been training ever since. This was back in Gibraltar. So back over
Right,
in Gibraltar, there really isn't like the infrastructure for MMA. So came over to university 2016, and then in 2017 I found reps, and from there I've just been training every day ever since 2017 under
right.
Steve Nightingale. Back then it was mainly Carolina Wojcik. Caroline, the EFC world champion. Uh, so yeah, it was
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen her.
yeah.
That
She's
I
she's
definitely know the
a
name.
Polish assassin. She's a little
Right.
rocket. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's tiny, but she packs a punch.
I have dyslexia, so like I sometimes with the names without the image,
Yeah,
I can't really associate. But if I see the picture, I can tell you straight away. Yes,
yeah.
I know who that is. Yeah.
So obviously,
So you're
since then
training
the
with
team's
her,
grown. Yeah. Well,
right?
obviously back then in 2017, she was my main training partner, and ever since then the team's just grown incredibly. You know, we've got a solid mat. We've got incredible talent on the mat, all different weights, and especially for my weight, flyweight, bantamweight, it's perfect.
Mm,
I couldn't ask for anybody else.
yeah.
It's it's packed. You've got like Aaron Avey, Zach Fry, Corey Fry, Charlie Flanagan,
Oh
Matthew T.
shit. Okay,
Yeah,
I know
it's
all those names. Yeah.
obviously
The
Steve
Fry
Steve
brothers,
being the head. Yeah,
those
the Fry
guys
brothers.
are fucking scary.
I know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're training on the Northwest Fight Academy full time. So the gym is absolutely rammed now. It's very busy, and the vibes are
Wow.
great.
That's awesome, man. I didn't know that. Okay, that's really cool.
And obviously
Yeah,
Steve Nightingale, head coach. Yeah, I couldn't ask for anybody better, really.
yeah, 100%, 100%. I think it was your mate from Chronic MMA that did a highlight on Corey Fry, and Corey Fry has like a few good highlight reel knockout walkouts and everything.
Yeah, he's got too many.
That guy is scary.
He's
Like,
got too many, man.
how do you train with a guy like that? Are you like always like fearing like, oh shit, my lights can be put out at any time?
It starts off like that,
Starts
Obviously,
off.
he's a really really good teacher, and been doing private, obviously alongside striking sessions with him, been booking in for private sessions 1-to-1. So it's
Right.
he's passing all that knowledge down to me, and I'm picking it up. So I'm really looking forward to putting it into use in my next fight.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay, so we've learned a few things. So you started with boxing back in Gibraltar, right? So that's
Yep.
where it started.
Yeah.
Um, no real infrastructure there for MMA, I take it. So boxing
Yeah.
probably okay, but not MMA. Then you went to university, so obviously then you started scouting for gyms that had what was it boxing? Was it MMA straight away that you were looking
Yeah. It was
into, or just any combat sport?
mainly MMA, and I
Mainly
think I
MMA.
went to a supplement shop and I was looking at buying protein, and I think I saw like a Reps MMA flyer. So
Right.
it was fate. It
Yeah,
led
yeah,
me
yeah.
led me to Reps. Obviously now it's called Northwest Fight Academy, and
Nice, nice,
been there
nice.
ever
Okay.
since.
Yeah. So then you joined that. At that point, so in between the boxing and joining the MMA, were you like a MMA fan? Were you like watching UFC, Bellator, anything like that?
I think 2016 was probably like prime McGregor era, wasn't it? You know,
Yes.
featherweight McGregor. So that
Around that, yeah.
it was perfect timing, really. I saw him and what he was doing to the sport. He really changed the sport. So perfect timing
Yeah.
for everyone to kind of see
Jump on
the
board.
sport. Yeah, jump on the sport, and like I said, I took the plunge, and I've never looked back. I've loved it ever since.
Yeah. That guy single-handedly is like responsible for so many, and I mean so many people getting into MMA. It's crazy. I've done over 500 episodes, and I can say safely about 400 of the people that I had on, they all said they started because they saw McGregor. So,
Yeah,
so it's like a huge percentage of the amateurs that I have interviewed, and some pros as well, with the same answer. They saw McGregor, they're like, okay,
yeah,
let's try this, and then and there's guys like I'm gonna say Ian Gary. He has a picture of him when he was like 13 or 14 with McGregor,
yeah,
and then started training, and
yeah,
now he's
yeah,
in the UFC as well. So yeah, that guy alone,
yeah.
he's
It's
like the Muhammad Ali kind of MMA.
all about consistency, isn't it?
Yeah, 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 100%. And inspiration, right? Because that guy obviously inspired people to start the sport. Like, oh, I can do that, or I can probably try that, and
Yeah,
that
definitely.
kind of stuff. So 100%. So the guy that you're facing at UKFC, what do you know about him, and how do you prepare for him? What can you give
So
us?
I'm fighting Danny Farrell on the
Yeah.
4th of March, UKFC 22. I believe he's 5-3.
Hmm.
Um, I think he's got a finish or two. I'm not sure. And overall, I've watched a few of his fights. I think I've seen one of his fights live against Jimmy Sadiq. Quite a good fight. Guy seems pretty good, well rounded, and he comes to fight. But to be honest, I've never really been the type to game plan too much around opponents. I just come in there focusing on myself, work
Right.
and make sure I'm turning up the best version of myself. Most amateur fighters really do change a lot between fights, don't they? In perspective, we're really early on in our careers, and each
Yeah.
fight, you just improve. I know for myself, I improve so much in between each fight in each camp. So he could be bringing a complete different game to the one that he showed in his last fight, and I definitely will be.
100%.
That last fight wasn't me, and
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to showing that.
Fun fact, I actually had them on the podcast again around 2 years ago, year and a half ago, roughly. So I had him whenever he was fighting as well at UKFC. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was like years ago.
yeah,
Um,
he's a good prospect. Good
yeah,
similar records, and I think
and good
it's going to be
gym,
a good fight.
right?
Yeah, good gym too. Yeah, really good
Aspire.
gym.
So you have
Aspire.
what? You have um, Curtis Campbell, I believe, trains, or part of his camp at least is that
Well,
gym, right?
Aspire. You've got Liam McCracken, Marlon Jones. Those are
Yes.
kind of guys that
Yeah.
when I first started training MMA in the UK properly, with a solid team, solid infrastructure, those were the guys that were really like making an impact on the amateur scene. So
Yeah.
the vote, as well as Corey Fry, watching
Yeah.
Corey
Yeah.
Fry versus Liam McCracken, that was an incredible fight, and the levels in fights like that are just insane. And I'm really like happy to be able to start reaching that level. And I want to be the one that's setting fights that people remember for years to come.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I've already had a few people tell me, that they're really looking forward to this fight between me and Danny. We're both. I think it's quite an evenly matched fight. Like I said, I
Mhm.
respect him. Really nice guy. And but March 4th, it's all business.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's all about the competition, right? And like you said, learning from it as well. And that's a question that I had for you. So obviously you were undefeated up until your last fight. So you were 5-0, fighting one of the top guys out of Ireland, UK. You have the loss. Did that change anything in you or anything in the way that you were saying a fighter changes so much from fight to fight? Um, do you feel like you leveled up even further from that loss?
Yeah. So like I said, in between each fight, you level up, you get better. And I think that fight really, again, I have leveled up, and I didn't get to show it in that fight. I just didn't switch on in that
Mm,
round, and I made a mistake, one mistake, top level amateur. I think at the time he was 7-7, so he's had a good 14 fights, especially in Ireland. Um, so yeah, good experience, and he caught me. I made a mistake and he capitalized, and that's it. So just learn from
yeah.
that mistake. But I really do think mentally it flipped a switch, and
Mm,
I'm not going in there to mess about anymore. I'm not like you know
not taking it easy.
yeah, not taking it easy. I take my camps really seriously. I train very hard consistently. Diet's all on point. Everything's always on point. So, and it was for that camp, no excuses. It was just a mistake on the night, and that's it. We learn from it. That's what amateurs for, really. But I'm looking forward to really like turning over a new page, showing a new me.
100%. Danny Farrell's in the chat, funny enough. Any message
Yes,
for
Danny.
him?
See you March 4th, mate. Looking forward to it, bro.
Awesome. Just direct, straight to the point. No, no funny business. See you March 4th, okay. After this fight, so obviously not looking past your opponent or the event or anything like that, but do you as a fighter, do you plan for the year, I'm gonna have X amount of fights, or I want to fight for a belt or anything like that? Do you have any like goals written for 2023?
Yeah, I definitely don't want to look past opponents or look past anything. I like to plan for the year ahead, and I think 4 fights is definitely quite a realistic number.
4 fights, nice.
4 fights, and it kind of takes me on to the point of, you know, sticking with maybe a promotion like UKFC. If you start fighting on their schedule, it works out really nice, you know, because, for example, UKFC this year is March, May, and then I believe September, December. So that schedule kind of,
Right.
it fits in
Yes.
really nicely, you know. You get a good training camp in, then straight into the next one. Then, you
Then
know,
holidays, kind of.
maybe summer holidays, you know, depending on injuries or whatever, you know, stuff does come
Yeah,
up.
of
Get in,
course.
keep going, and then back in for September, December. Um, but yeah, like I said, I would really be interested in fighting for a belt at some point. You know, whenever my coaches think I'm ready, and just take fights as they come. To be honest, the rankings are always changing. It's quite hard to predict who's going to be where at what time, but I
That's
know
true.
March 4th I'm going to be there, and we'll take it from there.
That's true. Daniel Christopher flyweight gold says Chronic MMA. So the winner of this fight to challenge for the belt.
Yeah,
I can get behind that. Yeah.
yeah, I'd get behind that too, man. You know,
Or would you like a rematch with Jamie? Would that be something that
it's a
interests you?
tough choice, tough choice. I know I
Tough
definitely
choice.
wasn't there. That wasn't me on the night, so I would really be interested in showing what I'm capable of against Jamie. You know, he's a great guy,
Yeah.
but that wasn't me in there. But equally, gold sounds nice.
But to play devil's advocate on that one as well, it is like I know the level that is at, and you said 7-7 without looking at the record. Anybody can go and do that now, but without looking at the record, you're talking about a guy that has at least 3 times the amount of fights that you had at the time, and still
Yeah,
now
for sure.
probably. If you go count now, it probably is still around three
Yeah,
times the amount of fights. So the, like how many training camps is that? You know, how many years
yeah,
of like it's a lot. Plus he fought in the IMAFs and everything, and so yeah, so that guy has like a ton of experience. So it's nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. A loss against him, but it would be cool, yes, to see the rematch if it happens at any point. Again,
yeah,
something that I can get
100%
behind straight away.
for sure.
Like, yeah, oh,
I
what's
know, I
that?
know.
Yeah.
Chronic's been calling this the title eliminator, so you know it's getting me hyped
Yeah.
up. I know that for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then yeah, once you have the title or you're lined up to fight for the title, whatever, the target then becomes you, right? The hunter becomes
Yeah,
the hunted, right? So then
100%. Yeah,
yeah, it's everybody coming at you, and yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool to document that journey. So that's what I'm after with the podcast,
yeah,
is to find guys like you know, as they are progressing, and document that whole journey and achievements that they get and the turning to pro and all that stuff. So yeah, looking forward to
yeah,
seeing
definitely.
what's in the books for you in the
Yeah,
future. Yeah.
we'll get
Uh,
plenty more podcasts in for sure because
yeah, 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 yeah.
busier ahead. There's a lot more coming in.
That's it. That's it. 100%. Good stuff. So March 4th, people can definitely tune in, because they stream their fights as well. So keep an eye on that.
Yeah, so
Um,
livemma.co.uk.
yes, they host their events. Also, I believe you will be selling physical tickets, right? If people want to
Yeah,
actually come down and support you.
yeah. So I've got cage side tickets. I've got standard tickets. So get at me. You know, message me, and
That's the best way.
I'll
Yeah,
get those
just
tickets.
send
But
you a
yeah,
DM.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just send me a DM. Easy.
Good stuff, good stuff. So if you guys are looking forward to going down to, I believe it's Preston, right? That's where the
Yeah,
fight's happening.
Preston.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
Riva
is
Shilbar.
which is always the same spot, right? That's where they
Yeah,
do it, right?
we used to fight in the Guildhall. Yeah, so it's always in Preston. We used to fight in
Yeah.
the Guildhall, but there's been a few problems getting that venue again. So we've been in the
Okay.
Riva Shilbar since. Still a good venue. Gets packed out. You know, really,
Yeah.
really, really good vibes. Very busy.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, I'll put your handle down in the description. So anybody watching this now or later on YouTube or anything, go give them a follow on Instagram. If you want to send them a DM, send them a DM to get tickets. And even if it is for the stream or anything, I believe you will get a link at some point, right? They normally roll that out to the fighters,
Yeah,
so they can then
yeah.
probably
So
get it on your bio, right?
yeah, we'll get the link. I'll put it in my bio, and then people can just buy the pay-per-view from there.
There you go. And that way you guys are supporting Kristoff here as well. We all know that. So let's
Yeah,
get
just a
behind
big
the
thank you to
fighters.
everyone for the support.
Of course,
You
of
know,
course.
a lot of guys from back home. You know, family, friends from Gibraltar. It's really something special to be representing Gibraltar on a big stage like
That's
UKFC.
awesome.
You know, there's not really much MMA in Gibraltar, and you know, I'm proud to be representing them.
We were nearly neighbors then for a while. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm from
I've done a
Portugal.
holiday in
Like
Portugal before. Yeah,
yeah, I've been to like Huelvas and Sevilla and stuff. Like from the Algarve, you can just drive sideways,
yeah,
just cross the border, and there you go. You're in Spain. So
yeah.
Gibraltar is not that far off, right? Sevilla. It's like a few
No,
more
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hundreds
Like
of kilometers or something. I don't know,
yeah,
but
definitely like an hour or two for sure.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we've been close. Um, so yeah, as far as like shout outs or anything, do you have any shout outs that you'd like to give to any of your sponsors,
Yeah,
teammates, coaches, gyms? The mic's yours.
yeah, yeah. So shout out to MCR Therapies, Dubai Jord, uh, Master Construction, and Pre-Athlete. Those are my four main sponsors. Big thank you to all my teammates, training partners, family, friends, everyone. And yeah, looking forward to getting in there now.
Good stuff, guys. If you're watching this now from my end, go give them a follow. If you're watching it from Kristoff's end, give the page a follow as well, so I can grow this platform and be able to support fighters like Kristoff better by giving him more exposure in the future. Shout me out. Zach
Yeah,
Fry says
shout
that,
out Zach
of course.
Fry, shout out
Yeah,
Zach Fry, and
top fighter. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
we need to get him on next.
I would love to. I would love to. I was actually talking to him on my previous page, but that page got hacked, so I lost all the DMs that I had with all the fighters. So then I had to start this one, and a bunch of DMs that I sent, they just get stuck in the requests, and most people don't read them. So,
Yeah, it's a
Zach,
big
if you're
deal.
watching this, go check that.
Yeah, get on him. It's a big year for all of us.
Yeah,
We're all working hard, working towards the same goal. So we're all peaking.
that's awesome.
That's a good
That's
thing
awesome.
about a good team fighting on the same show. Everyone peaks at the same time. We're all really willing to
Yes,
go, and it's again the vibes are really good at the gym, and we're all smashing it. So
100%,
shout
100%.
out Tony. Shout out
Zach
Tony
Fry
Coates.
says, "Let's do it, bro. It's pinned. Everybody saw this. Can't back out."
And a big shout out to Chronic MMA.
Of
That's
course, yeah,
my
for setting this up as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, my guy.
thank you to him. I'll put that on the description as well. 100%. Good stuff, bro. Thank you so much. Really
Nice one,
enjoyed
mate.
this episode.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, good luck with the rest of the training preparation, weight cut, peaking at the right time, like you said. And most of all, have fun. Have fun on the night. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good scrap.
Definitely will be, mate. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
100%. Okay, have a good night. Thanks everybody for
See you
watching.
later.
Bye bye.
Bye.